can see it, and everybody's jumping on like lemmings.
I know another guy talked to him last night.
Oh, I did.
His car was hit over here.
Yeah.
And,
Tim McPherson.
No,
No?
another friend of ours.
Oh.
And somebody backed into his car and we got him license plate number and they won't do nothing about it. They won't even make out a report, and guess who it was?
Mr. Rogers.
Who?
Mr. Rogers.
Was that during homecoming?
No. That was just here last week.
Well,
no,
that was
this week.
allegedly why. They took him out of the car for a week.
Monday.
It was Monday.
Monday night.
He was over here with friends and some guy backed out of the driveway next to him, hit their car, mashed the door in on it, and left.
Oh, Lord.
Got the license plate number, took the number down here, and he said they never even filed a report on it.
Nope.
Well, they allegedly took him, he was out of the car for a week. What they allegedly took him out of the car for was because he backed into a car with a cruiser down at the homecoming. And he didn't tell anybody about it. And I didn't really think it was that big a deal, to tell you the truth from the sound of it. But anyway, I'm Robert Ripple. We're in my residence. This is Ray and Amanda. Is it Spurgeon? Is that how you pronounce it?
Spurgeon, yeah.
We're here to discuss an incident that occurred on June the 16th at this residence, and these two people are witnesses to it. It was an altercation between me and a local officer, Curtis Rogers. Mike Demon.
Yes.
Identified himself as a witness so that we can get a statement, and basically just tell Mike the story. From the time you understood there was an officer here and whatever you observed, and I got, some yes and no questions when you're done, and we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, just tell the story.
Just tell it. Tell
We
Mike.
came off there from the front porch and went on to the front porch and noticed there was an officer, Kurt Rogers, over here, and he was being poorly to Mr. Ripple. And Ripple was cooperating with everything that he was asking.
Roger seemed to have an attitude.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know if maybe he was afraid of Ripple or what. I don't know.
I think
He
he's
was
actually afraid of everything.
And he just,
Yeah.
he just wasn't, I don't know, professional in his job. You know what I mean? He just, to me, he didn't carry himself the right way for what he's supposed to be doing.
Right.
At any time did you hear him elevate his voice towards
Yes.
me?
Yes.
He was.
And curse.
He was cursing at him a lot.
At any time did you hear me in any way verbally or observe me physically threaten the officer in any
No.
way?
Nope, not at all.
The taser incident, and directly from the police report, reads that Mr. Ripple stood up, made a threatening advance toward the officer. The officer told him to sit down 3 times. He restrained Mr. Ripple by his arm, and then he drew his taser. Does that in any way represent to you a truthful statement?
No.
Not at all. I mean, because like I said, when I come over, your front door was standing wide open. He'd already had you in the cruiser.
Yes, I asked you to play it.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to leave your front door standing open.
Right.
And he said, well, wait a minute. And he walked back up to the cruiser. He had to do paperwork or something. That's when he asked you if you had any guns or weapons on you.
Right.
And he said, just wait a minute. And then he went back up to the cruiser, got inside, was doing something. A few minutes later, he come back out. And I guess that's when he got you back out of the cruiser.
Does that make any sense to you?
No. He got you back out of the cruiser, and he was mad. He took the handcuffs off you.
And he slammed him down on the
and
floor.
threw one
the
down,
ground.
one pair of them down on the ground, like a little kid. And, he asked you if you was gonna do anything. Of course, you didn't move at all.
He took me out of a secure vehicle to re-handcuff me.
Right. And I didn't understand that.
I did, but that's, that'll all come out later. Okay, so one of the things that I did want to establish is yes or no to Ray, because at some point when I knew that both of you had observed most of this, but when I saw him melting down, I actually asked you verbally
Yes.
to please stay and witness what was going
Yes.
on. So we've established that, and this incident actually occurred on June the 16th. This is July the 17th, 2015. This was 31 days ago, and in that time, since this incident occurred that you observed here, has anybody representing the village of Dresden requested a written statement from either one of you about these events?
No.
No,
No.
not at all.
No, the only one I've ever heard anything from was you. I mean,
Obviously, I came and asked you the
Right.
next day because obviously I needed to identify if I had witnesses and if they pretty much observed the whole thing.
right, yeah.
But I haven't really talked to you about length, any real length, other than I
No.
identified you saw what happened.
Right.
Okay.
Did anybody at any official level, county, local, has anybody talked to you at all since this took place in an official capacity? Phone call, letter, anything?
You went straight to the county. Now, just for verification, within 2 days of the incident, on Thursday would have been the 18th, I related this entire incident, both the incidents, because there was a prior incident, the reason the officer was here. And I told Mr. Garver, our police chief, that I had 2 witnesses to the altercation of the officer and indicated who they was. Sometime within a week, Mr. Garver actually did talk to Amanda, correct?
Right.
But he didn't ask for a written statement at that time. And he hasn't talked to Ray or asked him for a statement. Basically, would you characterize what you told our police chief as being consistent with what you said here today? You told him essentially the same thing you just told us.
Yes. I told him, he asked me how the officer treated him, and I said that he treated him poorly. He should never did what he did, to how he handled the situation.
Do you think we're missing anything? Well, that was more painless than I expected it to be. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here. This thing is gaining basically momentum all its own now. There's so many people that have come forward and started making complaints about this guy. I think eventually the village will find out it's doing the wrong thing. So, in any case, I thank you for being here, and Mike and I are going to go golfing.
Unfortunately, I agree.
I don't care. The prosecutors hopefully will get a kick out of that. I don't, for the last month this has been a full-time job. And it isn't my job, so.